For just a moment, I want you to think about determination. Determination is absolutely essential in the Christian life. There's many times where we sometimes are tempted to just think we can just give up. The devil's beat up on us. We've had all kinds of things. Maybe we've even failed. And we think, well, that's it. We're done. Trust me, you're not done. If you know Jesus and you're walking with Him, you have to be determined to stay with Him. That realization was brought home to me many years ago as a young man as I watched a powerful movie, a true story about Frank Weed. Frank was a naval aviator, and Frank, as a naval aviator, set all kinds of records for the Navy early on in the Navy's early flying days. But he had a terrible accident that took place where he fell down the stairs and he broke his neck, and he was paralyzed from the neck down. He thought everything was over. I can tell you, though, that in that experience where he's lying there in the Naval Hospital, his chief petty officer came in and said, listen, Mr. Weed, you're not done. We're going to do what we did in the Navy on an old ship years ago. We're going to redirect everything. We're going to tell that brain of yours that brain needs to rechannel itself to be able to talk to your toes, and we're going to make it work. But you have to believe in what we're doing, and you have to say it. And he said, you got to say it with authority. And he began to say this phrase, I'm going to move that toe. Nothing for the first day, nothing for the second day. And they worked on it day after day, hour after hour, pushing on him. I'm going to move that toe. Even when nobody was around, Frank Weed was saying, I'm going to move that toe. After many, many months, they were all shocked as when he was saying, I'm going to move that toe. Guess what? Somebody said, I can't believe it. They saw his toes begin to wiggle. And as he had that continued determination, not only the toes began to wiggle, but then the legs began to work. Not totally back to the way they were, but it was that he was left out hospital where he could walk with canes and braces. And what a powerful testimony for determination. He became a famous screenwriter for a long time in Hollywood, and then as World War II broke out, he wanted to serve his country well, and he said, listen, I got to do something. And after a period of time, he wasn't just flying behind a desk and commanding a desk. He was commanding from a Jeep carrier in the Pacific as a commander of a small detachment that was there that was supplied the rest of the Navy. It was an amazing story. I went through something similar in many ways 20 years ago where I was in a coma. And I was in that coma. Anything that could go wrong had gone wrong. They revived me 4 times. I was hooked up with IVs, 6 in one arm, 8 in the other, all kinds of tubes and everything that way. And when I came to out of that coma, the doctor says, hey, you're never going to walk again. And I said, listen, I plan to walk again because I believe there's a physician that is greater than you, Doc. I said, that is the great physician, Jesus. And if Jesus wants it to happen, He can make my legs work again. And with a great amount of prayer and a lot of faith and a lot of determination, the Lord healed that. And it was little bits to begin with. When I got home out of the hospital, I was walking barely. But it was one of those things, it was a few steps. Then it was more steps. Finally, it was down to the end of the block. Then it was back and forth, up and down the block. All I can tell you, it took that continued determination and that faith in Jesus that He was going to do it. 20 years later, all I can tell you is I praise God that He's given me the use of my legs and the ability to work and minister for Him. But it took that determination. And all I can tell you is, my friends, the Christian has to have that determination, a determination that you're going to hang on to Jesus, a determination that you're not going to let the devil get the best of you because you knew God is walking with you and you're going to be right there with Him and God's going to see you through. That's what's important to understand, determination. So my friends, don't give up. Don't throw up your hands. Don't walk away. Trust God and be determined to follow Him. That's what the Apostle Paul said. I press on because I know my God is going to take care of things. And for just a moment, my friends, remember, He's going to take care of you if you're determined to stay with God.